Simon.
When Omar Barada went to speak to you, you said in Portugal that your first reaction was to say, can we do this in the summer? And it was, no, you've got to go now. But when you said that, was what is happening now at the back of your mind and how difficult it would be?
There's no point to talk about that and to think about that. I'm here. I have to focus on the job. It's part of football to have these difficult moments. I already knew it that is going to be tough. Of course, you expect to win more games, to have players with more confidence to sell the idea and to work and to improve a lot of things. In this moment, is really hard. Like I said, we have to survive, to have time, and then to improve the team.
Chris.
Hi, Ruben. You talked before very openly about how big clubs have to win. You don't have endless time. It's a ruthless business. We've seen that at Man United with Dan Ashworth. We've seen it at your Open Sporting. We just sat the man who took your place. I mean, obviously it's absurd at the moment to be talking about your future any kind of downfall, but are you comfortable that you have the time and the space to do the job that you need to do?
The coach, the manager of Manchester United cannot be never, no matter what, comfortable. And I know the business that I'm in. So I know that if we don't win, regardless if they pay the buyout or not, I know that every manager is in danger, and I like that. I like that because that is our job. So I understand the question, and you can say that I'm here in month. I had four trainings, but we are not winning. So I have that. That is a reality, and I'm quite comfortable with that.
Because you're going to be without your captain suspended, could you have Harry Maguire as your captain? Because he's been skipper before of the club. Would you consider having him as captain?
You will have to wait until the game. You will see the captain.
What do you think of Harry now he's come back and playing for you? Because he's had a rough sort of couple of years. Have you been impressed with
he works really well. He's focused on the job, not what people said. He has no excuses, even if he had some tough moments. So I think in that department he's an example. So he's there to play, to help the team. He's trying to do that.
Good evening, Ruben. You mentioned the goalkeeper in the Tottenham game and this game. Do you think that referees need to make sure that they're protecting the players, or do you want your players to be stronger?
I don't want after a defeat. I don't want to talk about that. But you can see it that every corner nowadays is an opportunity. So sometimes you forget the small guys and the talented guys. You put 11 guys, 2 corners or two free kicks if you can do everything inside the box. So, but that is the rules, and we have to not to cry about it, but do the same thing. So we have to focus on doing the same thing to the opponent. So that is my goal at the moment.
Do you need some bigger players?
No, what I'm saying is that if set pieces is becoming so important, you can do everything. So we have to learn it, and I have to do it the same thing, even with the small guys. We just have to copy and do the same thing, and not trying to change the rules. Just use the rules to score also goals in set pieces.
Sorry.
Newcastle up next. What kind of challenge are you expecting from them? They're a side in good form, and obviously the struggles you had against Bournemouth, you felt the atmosphere in the stadium.
Yeah, we have to fight against everything because our supporters are always there, but they are tired of this moment. We have to expect that any play from Newcastle near our box is going to put the stadium nervous, and our players have to cope with that. So it's a very strong team, very fast, with a lot of pace, with a lot of time working with the same coach. And we want to be competitive and try to win the game, that's all.
Last question, Andy.
What do you want from the fans against Newcastle?
Nothing. I'm not even there to ask anything to our fans. They gave us everything. The full stadium, always supporting, clapping after lost. So I just want to give something to the fans, not asking something to the fans.
For me, it's confidence. That's the edge. Confidence transforms players individually, transforms teams. And I think it's taken us a couple of wins to get that back. And then when you have it, you've got to protect it and keep it at all costs. And that, for me, will come down to now our focus not getting swayed, directed anywhere else other than the next game. We've got a potential couple of pitfalls in the way, January transfer window, Carabao Cup semi-finals. It's just got to be very short focus onto the next match now.
We talked about big results on Boxing Day. There was one for Wolves as they beat Manchester United. It's tough out there, Manu.
Well, actually, Newcastle are firing, you know. And when I look at Manchester United, I don't see positive things, you know, coming from the pitch, coming from the players, behavior, from the commitment as well of some players. They don't have the confidence. And if you listen to David Moyes, I believe in him, and I believe in the team right now because they play with such confidence and they score so many goals recently. So look at that. How can you concede a goal like this, you know, on a straight corner twice in a row with two different goalkeepers? Yeah. You have to see that on Sunday morning, on the average, you know, competition, you know.
Yeah. So it's just not good enough for Manchester United. I mean, Bruno Fernandes is having a tough time. But I think the second goal in this game almost sums Manchester United up because they lose possession of the ball. Garnacho here just doesn't even bother to get up, just lies on the floor. Wolves break away, and I mean 2v1 in that situation there. I mean it's fantastic play from Cunha, who hasn't let his standards drop. He's been brilliant, and then Hwang puts it in the goal. But for Wolves, it's a massive result. But for Ruben Amorim, he must be thinking to himself, how big is this job? Because we knew it was bad before he got there.
Yeah.
But the fact that we've not seen any improvement yet, the players are not kind of buying into what he wants to do, he must be thinking, what have I got to do to change it? Like, I almost feel like every player that he puts out there is on trial. There's been a few that have done really well. Amad Diallo, he's been fantastic since he got in. So you put a tick next to his name. How many other players do you put a tick next to their name and go, do you know what? I can count on him. Probably none.
Yeah, 4 defeats in the last 5 Premier League matches is as many as they lost in their previous 15. And I think the Premier League table, they are 8 points above the relegation zone.
You see the fixtures coming soon?
Yeah.
Good luck.
It's a tougher job for Ruben Amorim, as we mentioned. He's making all the wrong kinds of records, breaking all the wrong kinds of records for Manchester United. What can he do?
I have no idea, honestly. And for me, I've been saying that for months and months and years. I think there is too many average players, you know, wearing the Manchester United shirt. And they splash so much money on normal players. They don't have the character on top of it and the personality to wear that shirt. The Manchester United is such a great and huge club, and it's becoming anonymous. This is for me it's a pity, you know, to watch them game after the game because I don't recognize them. You know, I used to play against top players, you know, that were fighting for the best price, you know, the best position, with anger, you know, with a style of playing, with personality and character. And I don't recognize this club for years now.
Do you know what, though? He has to stick to his principles, Ruben Amorim. He can't waver a little bit now. He has to just go. I know he wants to play this 3-4-3, and it doesn't look like it's working, but he's coming to do a job at Manchester United. He has to stick with it now, regardless if results get worse. And then eventually, if he sticks with it, it will get better when he gets the players in that know that system. But right now, he can't waver a little bit, because if he does, all opposition fans, even some of the players will go, see, he's just like Erik ten Hag potentially. So regardless of results, he has to stick to his principles and stick to his philosophy.
And now for Manchester United, I was trying to think, who is David Moyes? What are you talking about, David Moyes? Eddie Howe's Newcastle.
Oh, Eddie Howe. Wait, what? Did I say David Moyes?
Yes.
I'm sorry about that.
I was trying to, is David Moyes coming back? What's going on? What are you trying to tell us?
We've been here together for what?
Yeah. You confuse me. Anyway, Eddie Howe's Newcastle are absolutely flying at the moment.
Yes.
Like you said, 11 goals in their last 3 Premier League, none.
I know. That's why it's not a good news for Manchester United. They are enjoying what they're doing, actually, you know, the Newcastle players. And they score so many goals and they create so many chances. They play with big character and personality all together, and the same direction as well, so which is very difficult, you know, as a team. And at the moment, you know, it's probably one of the most dangerous teams, you know, in the Premier League.
Yeah, because they're also solid defensively.
Yes.
They're really solid defensively as well, and they've got players at the top end of the pitch like Alexander Isak. I'm sure he's going to be on a lot of players' shopping list, although he probably won't go anywhere. I mean, they were brilliant, Newcastle. They're playing really well. They're scoring goals. At St James's Park, that place is a fortress.
Yeah.
Tough place to go. It's loud in there. It's a difficult place to go. And Eddie Howe's did a really, really good job because there were murmurings, certainly early on in the season, where he was under pressure. The fact that they've come out of that and they're playing really well, they're having a really good season, Newcastle.
Okay, we talked about superstitions earlier on and numbers and stats and history. How much do you read into this as a player? Newcastle don't have a great record at Old Trafford. They've won only 1 of 39, and that was in 2013. And they haven't won their final game of the year for 7 years.
Well, they're going to have to change it, aren't they, at some point? That has to change at some point because I think the way that they're playing at the minute, I think Eddie Howe would look at that game against Manchester United and go, if we don't go there and win, that is a massive slap in the face for how good they've been of late and how bad Manchester United have been. They've got to go there. Look at what Bournemouth did to Manchester United when they went there. They've got to look at that result and go, we're better than Bournemouth. We have to go there and win. However you can do it, you have to. So they have to put that stat to bed. They have to.
So
At home to Newcastle on the 30th. Do you think, looking from the outside at Sporting Lisbon, he saw a challenge, and now from the inside, he thinks that challenge is a lot bigger than perhaps he perceived from the outside?
Yeah, definitely. I think the only saving grace is they've got a really good manager there. And he's a brilliant communicator, but it's going to be a lot harder than I think he thought. I think he would have gone home, and he wouldn't have said this probably to us, but I think he would have said to his Portuguese staff when they were having a glass of wine back after the Ipswich game, this is going to be a lot harder. You know, because everybody give you a game. Look, Ipswich, they give you a game like that. Wolves give you a game like that, and then all of a sudden the top team. So they're going to have to give him time, as Mo said. He's a great manager, but I think personnel-wise, they don't have what he needs at the moment.
And do you think there's going to be a lot of painful days like today, given the fact that essentially is going to be the group of players we think until May?
Yeah, I mean, 3-0 at home to Bournemouth, 2-0 away to, being beat 5-0 on aggregate and against
5 defeats in
Wolves
22
and
days.
Bournemouth. I mean, it can't get much more painful for Manchester United fans, can it? So, yeah, there could be more painful days ahead. And what Manchester United fans need to see is progress. Getting beat is one thing, but getting beat like that is that's not progress. You can't have a wasted game. Even if you get beat,
You've got to learn something.
You've got to learn something. There can never be a wasted game. And Bournemouth and Wolves, the last 2 games, I don't think he will have learned anything apart from, I've got a moderate bunch of players at the moment. That's it.
OK, much more reaction to come. Welcome back. Ruben Amorim's problems mounting as he finds out things on the job. We talked about, you said they're not bad defensively. They are the 5th, I'm going to say this, I can't believe I'm saying it about Manchester United. They are the 5th lowest goal scorers in the Premier League. I mean, how on earth, in the short term, do you fix something like that with this group of players?
And I say they're not so bad at the back, but I mean, they play to defend. It's not like they commit...
conceded 5 goals in 2 league games.
But they don't commit everybody forward. I'm looking at the Manchester United team half the time there, and they've got 3 players marking 1 at the back. You never see a Liverpool team, let's say, doing that. They would all, man for man, if we've got spare men, let's push them into attacking areas and let's go...
Is that because the manager trusts the players in those positions?
Absolutely, yeah, and that's probably what he's working towards. But at the moment, even if they weren't conceding many goals, I wouldn't be getting carried away because the team isn't functioning. They're absolutely awful going forward. I mean, I can't think of a chance that they had there today. Højlund, I feel so sorry for the lad in that first half. As I mentioned at half-time, 6 passes he received, 4 of them from defenders. So in other words, 4 of them probably hopeful, longish passes, and two passes in the first half from a player that you would want to receive a pass off. I mean, and he's supposed to do something with that. And I can't judge him as a player. I don't know whether he's good or bad. And that's the most damning thing you can say, because after watching him for a year, I just feel as if he's playing in possibly the hardest position in the Premier League to play at the moment. Centre forward for Manchester United, I never thought I'd be saying that. No. Centre forward for Manchester United used to be the dream for every centre forward in the world, scoring dozens and dozens of goals, and now it's a poison chalice, and I never thought I'd be saying that.
No, he didn't have a touch in the Wolves box today. In the short term, Newcastle, Liverpool and then Arsenal in the Cup.
Yikes. I mean, every game's out at the moment. They get even harder there. I mean, Newcastle, Liverpool. Yeah, they just got to find. They got to come together and find something. There's not anything kind of together, really. They need something. I know it's tough right now. They got to hang in there and try and find some form of unit that can go out and win games. Forget the shape and formation, all this. Find a way to get a result and build some confidence and go from there. But fixtures are tough, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We have a couple of minutes left, so you want me to start with Manu? All right, so there you go. Leicester versus Man City.
City won. I would say because I'm probably I believe that things gonna stop.
I'm going to go, City to win 2-0.
Palace Southampton.
Oh, my goodness.
Palace.
2-1 Palace.
I would say 3-1.
3-1 who? 3-1 who?
He said Palace.
Okay.
You were trying to influence your prediction as well.
Yeah.
Everton Forest.
Forest. I think they are flying at the moment, and I will probably bet for a draw here.
I'm going to go 1-0 Everton. Goodison Park, tough place to go. Yeah, Everton 1-0.
Okay, Fulham Bournemouth.
Great game, that. 2-2.
Fulham. I think what they did against Chelsea brought a lot of confidence back, you know.
Scoreline for us?
I would say 2-1.
Spurs Wolves.
Ooh, nice one. I will say Spurs, yeah. Yeah, 1-0.
I'm going to 3-2 Wolves.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
What about West Ham Liverpool?
Oh, my goodness. 5-1 Liverpool.
5-1?
Yeah. Salah hat-trick. Heard it here first.
Scoreline for us?
I split between a draw and a Liverpool victory.
Okay, what about Fulham Villa Brighton? Villa Brighton.
Villa, because they lost against Newcastle, so yeah, Villa at home.
Scoreline for us?
We'll say 2-0.
2-0 Villa. Exact same, yeah.
Ipswich Chelsea.
Oh, no. My heart says 1-0 Ipswich, but
No, come
my
on.
head's telling me
You can say
I'm
that.
going 2-1 Chelsea.
Manu?
No, I would say 3-0 Chelsea.
Man United Newcastle.
I would say Newcastle. Yeah, 2-1.
3-1 Newcastle.
New Year's Day Brentford Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, same.
Okay, well, they agree at least on that. They haven't agreed on much tonight.
Yeah.
But we're looking forward to seeing those predictions. If your earlier prediction was anything to go by, we'll come back with the scores after New Year's Day and see how well you did. Well, that was the final Team Talks